Hi everyone, welcome to the Diecast collection with our channel. Here is the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi by Tomica. This is the US release, and being a US released car, this is packed in a blister pack that contains also the cardboard box that is the original packaging of this car. This Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi is one of the older Tomica models, not the 80s or 90s style, but more of the 2000s. It has some distinct features that you can find in those years. This also has a difference when you compare this with the original release in the Japan release, for example, because in the US, there's a special marking for cars released in the US for the Tomica brand. I did a little research on this car and I saw that this is the offering of Toyota for taxi cab owners to have the Toyota car in their lineup. This might have been one of the earlier models because when I checked the photos on the web, the colors of the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi are more not just a monochrome black, but more of a colorful ones. Like you can see a red, green, and maybe an orange one, so to speak. So this might have been an original color, or maybe it's Tomica's version of making a Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi for their brand. Let's take a look at the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi in the driver's side. This is a right-hand drive car, and being a right-hand drive car, we get to see the driver's wheel on the right. This has been painted in this nice, shiny looking black paint with some paint designs visible in the front and the back, and there are gold paints on the doors, both in the front and back doors, respectively. In the front, this is very cool. It has this chrome plastic. It is very shiny, and what's very nice about this is the paint designs applied on it. This is the Toyota Crown uh, badge, specifically for the Toyota Crown Comfort brand, I think, and painted side blinkers in orange. You can see the interior from here because of the clear plastic windows. The back view mirror is even visible here in the front. At the top is the taxi plastic, the signboard. At the passenger side, we get to see most of the same details at the driver's side, like the gold paints, the side paints as well, the signal lights, and the brake lights. But the additional casting detail is the gas door. Some of the details are a bit hidden because of the black shiny paint, but if you tilt it a little bit, you'll be able to see some of the distinct details, such as the design on the middle and the door handles. If we look at the gold paints, I can somehow translate some of the Japanese characters here. This one is Tomica, just like in the box, the brand in Japanese characters. But these two characters I can't understand right now. So I'm going to assume that this is the equivalent for taxi. At the passenger's door, this is most likely the serial number unit. Then some Japanese characters that I can't translate. Looking at the back, it has paint designs just enough to make it realistic. The brake lights, the comfort, and a little text beside it. If you can read it, I think that's the pattern for a crown, so it can be read as crown comfort. In the middle, just on top of the license plate holder, is the Toyota badge in silver. I think it's the same silver color as the crown comfort text. Just like in the front, we get to see the taxi signboard on top. and some of the interior details, such as the headboards, from the back because of the clear plastic windows. The top of the car is all shiny black paint. There are line details in the front hood. Some of the interior can be seen from here. And here is the top part of the plastic signboard. It does not contain anything, but in the real version of this taxi, this is a little bit translucent, so when it is nighttime, it can light up. Lines for the trunk door and some of the interior details at the back. Okay, now for the special feature, I'm going to enumerate some of them. This, if you turn this car on the base, oh, I forgot. At the back, there's the exhaust as well. You can see a little bit from here. Back here, looking at the base, can you see this? This is made to be some sort of shiny material. When I touch this base, it is uh, made of metal. It is cold. Therefore, I'm going to consider the Toyota Crown Taxi as one of the rare Tomica models released here in the US, because this is an older model, has a metal base, and look at the date, it is 2007. This is the, I think, the first release date of this tooling. Here are some copyright information. It's for me, this is rare because this is a Tomica model that has a metal body, and this one, metal body and a metal base. Very nice. This is the special marking that I'm talking about, because this is a US release. If you see white text here, a serial text or serial number, alphanumeric, this is released in the US. There are also some differences when you compare this with the cardboard box included with the blister pack. For the interior, we get to see the stick shift in the center, console in the front, the driver's wheel on the right, car seats, we saw a little bit earlier. There's even a compartment in the center, and I think that's a handbrake. Long seat at the back with headboards. It is easier to see the interior. Well, of course, we can see the interior through the clear plastic windows, but this one has the window rolled down, or it does not have any, to make it look like it's rolled down, because this will give us access to the working feature by putting your finger on the window and gently pulling the door out. That will enable us to see more of the passenger side at the back. There's a plastic divider at the center, just like in a regular taxi, to separate the driver side in the front from the passengers at the back for privacy. Like other Tomica models, this has a working suspension. It is seen here. You can see the big gap in the wheel well that is needed in order to make the suspension activate if you press the car from the top. Those are the working features, and the special feature at the bottom, metal base, and that's very nice. Here is the included cardboard box, or the supposedly original packaging of this model if you're gonna buy it outside of the US. This is the box. It has the original illustration of this taxi. You can see how closely they resemble here. There are some details omitted in the main model because it's very small and it's a mainline release. So that's how the real Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi looks like in this illustration. Let me show you some of the other sides of the box. Here's another difference. There's a barcode instead of showing some details of the model because this is the US release. This is, I believe, the other difference. And I think this is the same as the original box that it's supposed to be. It has nothing inside. It's just plain cardboard. This can be used as a storage for the model that I'm going to do once I'm going to put this in my collectible bin to make the model safe. The box can also be used as a background. For the car. It's just like that. I can do something like this. I have a small space, therefore I'm going to do something like this. Very nice to look at. I mentioned earlier that the marking here is read as Tomica. Looking at the box, you see it's the same as the white font here. If I put it side by side, can you see the same markings? But this one is in gold paint, but they're the same. It's read as Tomica, Tomica, Tomica. Very cool. We're back at the base of the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi. Like I said, this is made of metal. As a comparison, I have here a different Tomica model, wherein the base is made of plastic. See the difference? The base of the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi is shiny and metallic compared to this Tomica model. I'm not going to name it right now because this will be featured in its own separate video art. You see the difference? It is made of plastic. That's why I consider this Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi as rare. Very nice. This ends my video art of the Toyota Crown Comfort Taxi US release version by Tomica. Thanks for watching, enjoy your collection, and see you with the next model.